Want to hear something hilarious? The file name for this picture I found is Seraph of the End Season 3. Which, by the way, for some freaking odd reason, when I went on the page to like look up some stuff for this show and, get some more info in case I needed to look for other things to watch with it, whatever. It said there are 3 seasons of this. There are not 3 seasons. And apparently, technically, there isn't even 2 seasons. I mean, it's I don't know. Also, there's an OVA, but I looked up the OVA. I didn't watch it. I just read the summary, and it's not even set after this, so I'm not even gonna watch it, guys. I'm not. Honestly, I am so relieved and happy to be freed from this hellhole that... Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I liked it, but I also hated it. I'll wait till the manga ends, and we'll see how the manga ends, and I might get back into and actually read the manga. But, so, for now, I'm just gonna let it be. It's gonna sit on my shelf. I'm not sure. Eventually, I'll probably rewatch it when I'm in a better place, but 2020 is not the time to be getting into such a stressful fandom and show. I just cannot. So the episode starts right where the other one left off. Again, I cannot stress enough. They should have just had the final 2 episodes be like one whole episode. There was no reason for this. Had it be like a mini movie. I don't know. But obviously, he tries to attack you and, Mika intercepts and gets in front and blocks the attack. Demon Gurren is a lot stronger, and he is like taunting him, like, come on, where's that strength from before? And at our last fight, he like totally punts him into you. You is not a bowling pin, Gurren. He is not a bowling pin. How dare you? Meanwhile, sweet, innocent you is like, why are you doing this? What's going on? I thought we were bros. But they're not bros anymore. Now, what was once a bro is now just a hoe. A hoe for the patriarchy. Thanks to Gurren's actions of being, douchebag's #1 hoe, he sets off all the right steps that causes frickin' Shiho's sister to become an angel, I guess. I got real giddy, though, when they said, the Seraph of the End is here. Because I like it when shows and movies say the name of said show or movie within, the scenes. It amuses me. I'm sorry, So I was like, Seraph of the End. Ah! There it is. This is not the first time it's said that in this show, but still, every time. It never gets old. But, look at her. She's not even that intimidating in this moment. She becomes intimidating later, but right now, I'm just like, what? This is the Seraph of the End? This is what I was worried about? Boyfriends Ferret and Crowley have their popcorn out, meanwhile, and are watching from a safe distance. They're not worried. They're safe. They're gonna be okay. This is just date night. It's movie night, okay? Meanwhile, Pinky Shiho is pissed. He's been doing all this stuff for the government so they could help his sister, but they were using his sister. If I'm going to be real with you, that sounds like something the government would do. I don't care what government it is, but they're all going to use you. Let's not talk politics, but let's be real. I was not surprised when I found out they were, using their people like that. Shiho goes to rage about this, right? And then Gurren calms him down with his sword. He's like, calm down. Stab, 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 stab. And Shiho's like, what? And Gurren's like, there you go. Sit down. You are okay. I don't know, maybe he thought the blood loss would cure his head. Yu also goes to Gurren to demand answers, because, they were bros at one point. And it's okay because Gurren also calms him down as well with his sword. Mika's all freaking out too. Fortunately, he doesn't get calmed down with Gurren's sword. Which is good, I guess. And he's like, oh no, are you okay, bro? And he's like, Adore, I'll take you to safety, man. Stabbing you must have been the final ingredient or key to turning Shiho's, less than stellar villain of Seraph of the End thingy into Abaddon, this monstrous angel monster thing. Which honestly is not too surprising that would be Abaddon, because if you read the Bible, angels are terrifying beings and they're scary. And if I saw an angel that's based on biblical descriptions, I think I would pass out. Or pee my pants and then pass out. Maybe scream. Either way, I'm sure I'll pass out. Because it is a thing of nightmares. Meanwhile, douchebag, who I can no longer remember his name. Is it Kirito? Kuto? I don't know. Anyways, he suddenly becomes Kratos in his mind because he thinks he can beat God. He's going to not just beat God, but he's going to control God's toys. Look at him. He is mad. Crazy. Off his rocker. You can't control God's toys. That's not how this works. Apparently, he can control Abaddon, though, because he does, and these creatures appear controlled by Abaddon, I guess. I don't know. I'm confused. But, they go and they straight up eat all the vampires and some humans, it looks like. These guys didn't deserve anything, did they? They didn't deserve to die like that. Kratos wannabes, just really sick and twisted. U2 tries to get Shiho to leave with him and them to, for safety. And she was like, no, this is my fight. They're using my sister for this purpose. And I'm going to beat them up. But he doesn't. Spoiler. He doesn't. He's still calming down from Gurren's sword. Mika, meanwhile, is trying to lead you to safety. And, Yu's like, hey, what about the others and stuff? And Mika's like, don't even worry about it. I'm going to take you to a safe place. Yu's like, okay, but what about my family? And Mika again is like, hey, they're not your family. I'm your family. I'm your only family. And then Yu's like, no, you're not. And he started listing all his teammates and Gurren even. He's like, they're all my family and you are my family. You are all my family and I love you all. Some maybe more than others, but still. Despite his claims that he is going to protect his whole family, what happens right after that? Mika gets almost eaten by one of those really creepy creatures. You're not doing a good job protecting your family, Yu. I'm just saying. Unfortunately, the creatures are a little bit more powerful than you'd think. Apparently, they make it so even if the vampires drink blood, they won't heal quickly. It won't help. And so Mika's pretty much just resigned to just die. And he's like, go save your family. Just leave me. And he was like, I am not going to leave you. And I'm not going to lose anybody. I'm going to go save them. But I'm also going to save you. Because I'm you. Mika's like, what are you going to do? You're not thinking clearly. Don't do whatever you're going to do. But you know what? You learned a lot of things from Gurren in his 4 years of being raised by him. And if there's one thing that he for sure learned, there's one way to think clearly. And that is to stab yourself with the sword. Yeah! Thanks, Gurren! Oh my god. I'm joking. But I mean, he does stab himself with the sword. He meets up with Ashimaru in their cloud dream space. And his demon is like, I can't really help you with this. I know you want to protect your friends and save them, but I don't have enough power to fight, this, Abaddon dude. And, he was like, I know. And so then Ashima's like, so you mean to betray me and touch that stupid, horn thing? And he's like, I'm sorry. I gotta do what I gotta do. I may lose myself, but gotta save my family. So he picks up that horn and he puts it to his mouth and he, breathes in deeply and blows. Blows like no one's blown before. Blows quicker, faster, better, stronger than a woman on the street. Or man, equal opportunity. He blows so hard that flames surround him and Mika gets blown away by the sheer brilliance of it all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not taking this seriously at all. Anyways, Cruel's there suddenly, I guess. And he is saved by her, so, good points to her. They watch in awe as Yu is surrounded by this fiery vortex. And honestly, I felt like the scene was really cool looking, in all seriousness. Shiho ends up begging for Yu to save his sister. Meanwhile, Krato, I don't know what the heck his name is, douchebag. He's like, hey, there can only be one Seraph of the End. And I guess if I don't have this one killed, the world could, I guess, end. So we should probably kill it. Side note, I don't know if she calls Yu's Seraph form the King of Souls or the King of Salt. I misheard. Maybe, so I'm just going to assume he's the King of Salt. I really do love his Seraph of the End form. I think it's really cool now that you can see it all through. And he is definitely salty, so that's probably why he's the King of Salt, Well, that, and he turns monsters and humans and people into, literal salt. That might have a part to play in his name. Unless it's King of Souls, and I'm just wrong. I don't know. The King of Saltiness ends up totally destroying Abaddon. There was a brief moment where it seemed like maybe he was going to have some issues. But then he's like, just playing with you. And then he destroys him. And Abaddon gets turned back into, basically just that little girl again. He then says that he's going to destroy everyone for their sins. Because they all deserve it. Not a single person before his eyes deserves to even be in his mere presence. Which, he's not wrong, because look at that guy. He is too fabu for you. He then goes to attack the biggest offender, the man who dared challenge God, Senor Twat, and he's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna have to kill you now. But frickin' Twat guy is like, hey, you destroyed my other weapon, so I guess I'm gonna have to capture you instead. Please, you can control this guy. Nope, no chance. Gurren, meanwhile, is pretty amused, looks like you're driven mad too, just like me. Welcome to the club. But is anybody really like you, Gurren? I doubt. Then Asumar, oh no, appears and is like, hey, I know I told you that I wasn't going to be able to really do much, but, I kind of need you to not be this way. So I'm going to take full control and basically save your life from, losing yourself more. And he becomes a demon, and he gets those cute big horns, and oh my gosh, we got to see 3 different forms of you today, and it was glorious. But then he passes out. Cruel then checks on her pet, making sure, he's okay, and Mika's like, I'm fine, I'm good now, thanks. Next thing you know, Crawley is moving to attack, gets his neck snapped, and I'm convinced he's dead for a hot minute, which why would I even believe that at this point? Farad then sucks Cruel dry, basically performing a coup. We find out Crawley is, of course, alive, and he was just being a distraction, and they have a little bit of a banter moment. We're all good. Ponytail then stops Gurren from taking you away by causing a big, full Alchemist wall from the ground to appear. Shinya and Gurren have a fight, and he claims to Shinya that he did what he did, and what he's doing is for, them, so they can also get higher ranks and have a place. But Shinya's like, dude, you're possessed. I see this now, and this is not going to work with us. The demon hunting army try to claim you because he's now going to be their new weapon, I guess. And Shinya is like, we're no longer part of the army. And then Micah helps them escape. So, yeah. We get a 4-month time skip, and we find out that Douchebag has things going his way. Things are going according to plan. So him and his lapdog, his hoe, Gurren, are like, let's do this. Whatever it is they're doing, I'll never find out. Barrett seems to be doing really well as the new king. And we see that Hot Topic boyfriends are still alive. So I'm happy about that. Good for them. I'm so glad they're thriving. We see that cute little Lida boy vampire step off one of the planes. And apparently things are going to get interesting according to Farad, but I'll never know. I'll never know. Because there's going to be no season 3. Yu's family apparently have been living for the past 4 months on a beachfront property. So that's cool. But they're like, what's taking you and Mika so long? I wonder what the two of them could be doing alone in that shack for so long. I can't imagine what they could even do to entertain themselves at all. I'm honestly at a loss. Mika and Yu finally do step out, and they look annoyed to be bothered, like to be rushed. I wonder what they could have been doing that they didn't want to rush it. I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird. Yu then is like, yo, let's go. We have to head back because we're going to totally rescue Shiho's sister and that stupid crybaby Gurren. And everything's going to be A-okay. But it won't, because we'll never get answers from the anime. I don't even know how much of this is canon to the manga. We get this cool group shot of Yu's whole family. His wife, his little sisters, his little brothers, and his older brother, Ponytail Man. It is beautiful. They're all heading out down the beach, and they all seem to be in pretty good spirits. And Mika turns to talk to Yu, who was behind her. And see, everything's gonna be all right. But then he sees that, he's not behind him anymore. Because apparently Yu has become a, merman or something and wants to become one with the sea. Because he legit walks out in the middle of the freaking ocean. And it was just awkward for me and confusing. I have no idea what's going on. And everybody's just watching him, and it's just weird. And there's no sound. There's nothing. He just suddenly raises his hand as he stops somewhat further into the water, and he looks up, and he's like, "It's gonna rain." And I'm like, "Is it? What's telling you it's gonna rain? Are you psychic now? Did you become psychic? Is your new superpower the ability to predict the weather?" I don't know, guys. Oh my. And that was Seraph of the End. That was the complete watch through. All in all, I will say this much. Well, there were times it was stressful. I feel like it's not that bad of a series. I can see why it would be pretty popular. I'm surprised it's not more popular, honestly. However, the incompleteness of the anime and there are obvious points where there's probably filler stuff, it kind of turns me off just a little bit. Not enough to where I regret, purchasing what I did. I mean, all in all, I really only spent $12 for the whole series. But, yeah, I'd give it probably an 8 out of 10 for a series as a whole. I would be interested maybe eventually in seeing how it ends. If somebody just wants to occasionally tell me, in future comments in my videos, hey, so this is what happened now, I would not be opposed to it. But like I said, I don't have any plans to read it until after the manga is over. Because I really am reading, 5 different BL stuff right now, and also Sarazanma, the first novel. So, I haven't even touched that one yet. Plus, I got other stuff I want to watch and do and whatnot. So, yeah. It's pretty much me closing the doors for now on this series. I will be making AMVs off of it. I mean, it's practically begging me to, but other than that, not really much more I will do with it. There will be no more episode summaries for the rest of the month. I'm going to try to put out one more AMV. I don't know which one it's going to be on. It's either going to be on the Untamed or it's going to be Seraph of the End. But make sure you check out my AMV I did, which features a ton of different vampire anime characters. And you don't really need to watch the series of them to actually enjoy the AMV. I don't think. You could even just view it as a sampler thing, And let me know what you think of that AMV because, I don't know, I enjoyed making it. But, yeah. So until then, see you later. Bye.